G'day guys, we're here at Sydney Slaughter with two Western Warrior legends, the King of the West. We're here himself, we have...
Bradley Baker.
Ethan, McDonald.
Guys, how was your weekend? We are at the end of Game 5, the whole event's finished, how'd it go?
I ended up going 3-2, all major wins and major losses. I had a really good time. Opponents were really good. It was an excellently run event.
And what were you running? Tell the internet.
Yep, I was running Flesh Eater Courts with Gristlewood Grand Court. So it did really well. The 3 wins were pretty big. One of the losses, I lost a 4-inch charge of a Terrorgeist, which cost me the game. The other one, I made a big mistake and it cost me the game, which tends to be win big or lose big with Gristlewood.
And before you judge Brad, he is OG Flesh Eater Courts. Been playing since, 2017?
Yep, since the start of 2017. So.
And not only that, if you've been following his Twitter, you painted 120, 100, how many ghouls have you painted?
136.
136 ghouls. So if anyone's allowed to run Grizzle Gold Filth, it's this man here. He deserves it after all those ghouls. Ethan, what were you running?
I didn't Deepkin. I ran 2 blocks of 9 eels and some Namati Thrall, few Than, switched the tides. It performed all right. I either won big or I lost big, which is just the way of the army. 3 majors, 2 major losses as well. And
the lists that you run are always hard-hitting lists.
Yeah. I'm a bit lazy when it comes to list design. I like to just run whatever's easiest. But I'm starting to get bored of those just... People call them net lists, but I like to think I design them myself. Then at the same time, other people design them.
It's like you thought of the list, and it just happened to someone else have this,
it, and then it makes me look like a
Look, to be fair, we're in Australia, right? So we're in the future. So these people are just catching up to us.
That's it. They get a hold of my list somehow, and that's it. Steal it off me.
I mean, I remember one of it we played at. We didn't actually play, but you were running this really interesting Frost Phoenix list with Balthazar Gelt, and had this really amazing synergy. That's not a net list, so you're not a.
No, it was based on that Byron Ords from England. Yeah, so he's got the 2 Phoenixes, which I really like. Love the models, and then I tried to put my own spin on it with some Arcanauts and some other bits and pieces. I believe I had some Doomfire Warlocks sneaking around in there and some other weird bits.
Hurricanum or a Luminarch in there.
Yeah, there was a Luminarch, and then, it's a bit of a funny one.
It was a good list.
It was probably my best list.
I really liked it.
Yeah, did the best out of all my stuff.
Highlights of the weekend?
Gaming-wise, probably the Abhorrent Ghoul King taking out Vampire Lord and Zombie Dragon, Arcane the Black, and a Mortis Engine in one turn. He's got a pretty big kill list at the end of this weekend, so... honestly, the event was really well run. Gained a lot. The opponents were really awesome, and I'm looking forward to the next one, which hopefully will be a Sydney GT with a whole lot of ghouls.
Nice. I'm looking forward to that. And what was your highlight?
Repping for Western Sydney Warriors, I'd say. Just Western Sydney.
Who are they? Who are the Western Warriors?
No, just a ragtag bunch of friends from all over the west of Sydney. It's an old club that I've joined onto recently in the last couple of years, but we've been trying to rebuild it, especially the guys in charge and who know what's what. Still getting there.
And you've had you guys are a really good club. You've had Scott Norwood play in the Masters. Scott's also been playing in other different games.
I played in the Masters as well.
Did you?
Yeah, I was there.
When?
I got a late call in because I was.
That's right. Sorry, I was running commentary. I was running commentary. I had 100 things. Like you guys have had that. Yeah. Your lineage. I remember Eric, and there's so many people who played Warhammer Fantasy back in the day.
A lot of the old guard.
Right. So you've got a really strong club, and you guys, Michael Penne, you guys are always coming and hitting hard. So
it'd be good to see some of those guys, especially Penne, get to more tournaments. Life gets in the way these days with a lot of those things. But
so if they're listening to this, what do you want to say to Western Warriors? People like Eric, people like Penne.
Just don't worry about looking after your kids. You got to put the hobby first, and not let life get in the way. It's
like succession planning. You want to teach your child, not only just to walk and talk, but they want to, watch you roll dice and, really. This is parenting, right? I don't have any kids. If I could let my dog in this event, I would. I'm sure he'd be very helpful at distracting my opponent.
Yeah, just the cuteness factor.
Definitely.
I'm sure that would throw people off.
Yeah.
I think another thing is a lot of people in the group also play a lot of different wargaming, so Drop Fleet Commander, A Song of Fire and Ice, all those sort of ones. But me and Eve, we just play Age of Sigmar. It's the best game.
Because you guys are committed.
Yeah.
Best community, best minis, and just best game system. Of course, a lot of people are going to disagree with me, but I don't really.
Don't worry about those people. They're not watching this channel.
Yeah, it's been a lot of fun. It's like I think we're pretty close as a club. Like we try and look after each other as much as we can and all that. So it's a really good club to be a part of.
And then finally, maybe the last question is, what's next? Is there an army idea you got in mind? Is there something that you're building towards? Ethan, I know you're a very strong painter as well, and you always got something really interesting on the.
Yeah, I like to convert things. I've been a bit lazy. I'm thinking about some. I like you mentioned the contrast stuff. In particular, I think it was monochrome. Was it just the black and white? I'm thinking about either a Sylvaneth black and white army or something else order related. That's just white to black with some Zenithal and some other techniques. I don't know.
I think in the hands of a really skilled painter like yourself, you're a very good painter. Like let's be real.
Yeah,
he is. He's awesome. He's an awesome painter.
Thank you.
So you're going to do some awesome stuff with the contrast painting. What's on your table? I'm sure there's no more ghouls for a while.
Oh, I don't know about that.
Probably more ghouls.
I've still got 20 unassembled, so I'll probably get around to assembling them and painting them. So that'll keep me at about 160, which I think is probably more than anyone should ever paint. The amount of ghouls I've painted, the amount of colours I used, it's a bit out of control, but I managed to do it. And they'll probably be showing up at Sydney GT if everything goes well. Apart from that, I've got 2,000 points of Fire Slayers that have been waiting for the contrast paints, so they'll probably be coming up soon in the GT soon.
Beautiful. And if you like what Brad's talking about, we're going to have him on a show later in the year. Hopefully soon, maybe after GHB, we'll do faction-focused Flesh Eaters. So, guys, it's been a pleasure. Unfortunately, I didn't get to play either of you this weekend, hopefully we'll play each other soon. Certainly not at Sydney GT. I'll be the TO, so...
Can't sneak in for a game?
I don't know. Thank you. We can play, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you. See ya.
See ya.